Kind of late for this recording, folks, but I have one of our Discord members on here who has a extremely um, what I would call non-stressful way of making money using one of our strategies, which is that he sells options contracts instead of buys them. Then when he gets up, he buys them back for 1/10 of what he sold them for. But that's a story, and if you look at our YouTube video, you'll see I have actually an hour 45-minute video on there, which is a tutorial on any kind of credit spread you want to ever go. But let's just talk about um, what we're dealing with now, because we're at a price discovery mode, and when you're at a price discovery mode, this is the 4-hour chart on SPY. What price discovery mode means, there's nowhere above it that you can go to say, oh, it's going to go here. Now, if you're a Fibonacci player, you probably got your 1.161s up and everything else like that. I'm not a big believer in those. I think they're voodoo. But and I suppose I'll get a bit some bad comments on it. But nevertheless, yesterday showed us something that we do all the time in our Discord, and it's called the retest entry of a breakout. Here's your previous highs, October 17th, right? Trump gets elected. Do you think the market likes Trump better than Harris? Well, I guess so, because he won the popular vote, and if you take a look at the electoral college map, it's pretty freaking red. So anyway, this is a trade we always look for, and it was a setup. Look at this is a 4-hour chart, by the way, which is whenever you're doing any kind of trade, you got to take a look at short-term, mid-term, long-term to understand things. This is a 4-hour chart. Look at that hammer on that candle when it caught this price, which was the previous high right here. Okay, that was all-time previous highs. It broke it yesterday, right? Now you could have chased it and made money. There's nothing wrong with that. Just understand it's a higher risk trade, because most of the time on a breakout you're going to get a retrace. And so what we like to do is look for retraces. And so that's what you see right here on the SPY yesterday. Retest entry of a breakout. Now, let me go to this and get rid of the arrow marker. Get rid of the arrow marker and get rid of the text. Because now we got to figure out, this tells us what happened yesterday, which has jack, what to do with what's going to happen today. So let's jump to the 10-minute. First of all, we have FOMC today. So the market may just hang here. All right? The market may just hang here. If it doesn't, if for some reason, the jobless reports, by the way, just came out, and they pretty much were in line, so it's not going to have much of an effect on the market. But the FOMC, he gave us 50 bips last time. Asset prices this high. The last jobs report was not relevant because it ended up being affected so much by strikes and hurricanes and everything else. I don't think that's going to come into play. I'm expecting he's going to go 25. If he surprises at 50, Katie, bar the door, because I think we're going to rip. If he goes 0, I think we're going to roll over. At 25, I have no idea what he's going to do. So right now what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a pullback long. And where's the first pullback long that I see on the SPY to go long today, before FOMC? And by the way, if you guys like to play play against machines, I suggest that right when the interest rate announcement is made, that you put your hard-earned money in play and watch it disappear, because algo machines are going to take it away from you. That's the first place I'd look for a pullback long, which also kind of goes to the aftermarket close yesterday and a triple or a double top that we saw pre-market yesterday. All right, that would be the first. Is it a great spot? No. This is a great spot right here, 585.45. All right. I don't know if we're going to get that. We could, though. We had a 14-point move yesterday in the SPY. So this would be the first place I would look for a pullback long. It's the only, you have two choices when you're at all-time highs. You can chase, all right, and it goes, and the market goes, and it goes, and it goes, and it actually would have worked for you yesterday right here at the open. This is right at the at the open. If you're playing just the ETF itself, right? I'm sorry, this is this morning, right? Yeah, Thursday. Sorry. Let's go back here. This is pre-market yesterday. Here was the open. We had the pullback right here at the open. Pulled back to here, and that's where the play was, right? That's what I had up on the 4-hour chart earlier. I apologize. I switched to the 5 minutes to take a look at what we're looking at today. I need another cup of coffee. The retest trade was, as I had up here before, by the arrow markers, boom. Retest trade was right at this, and that's on the 4-hour chart, and it showed it perfectly, right? Where the retest trade was, right there. Okay, so my apologies when I jumped to the 5 and tried to explain something by looking at the wrong day. Today, what we're looking for today on the 5-minute, ideally, is a pullback to 590.30, 590.40, 590.50, probably in that area where you may see, and that was as it moved along pre-market yesterday and pulled back to right at the close yesterday. So, which came pretty close to the closing price of the day, but that would be the first pullback long I would look for. If it does break out above here, okay, then what I would be looking for personally, unless you want to chase, you can chase if you want. It's up to you. But if it did break out personally, what I would be looking for would be a pullback, be a breakout, and then a pullback long off of that number. That is, I think, the best trade today. If we get a zero move on FOMC, you need to be prepared for a down market, which means a break of this number right here could send this thing right back to 585.45, previous all-time highs, and yesterday's lows. So those are my thoughts for today. I would not play credits today. ARAX, would you?
No, I'm already out of mine already.
Right. I don't know if you can. I don't know if you came through on the recording or not. Hopefully you did. But he said no, he wouldn't play credits today. And the reason you wouldn't play credits today is because of the volatility, right?
Oh yeah.
Right. So you want it, credits that work really well when you have a more constrained market, and we're not dealing with that right now. If he gives us a 50 basis points move today, we may see 600. We may see 600.
I might sell some 5800s.
If he does the Arax just said he would sell some 5800s if we break out, because 600 is probably right there to be had. So those are my thoughts for today. If it breaks out, I'd look for a retest. Otherwise, I'd be looking to enter along here on a retest of this spot right here. If he gives you 0%, this is the first spot where you're going to probably see some impulses in terms of bouncing around. But once it breaks there, it's coming right back down to 585.40, right? Which is previous all-time highs, which don't show up on here, do they? Yeah, they do. They show right here. So that's my thoughts for today, folks. Stay green. We may bounce around here, by the way, until Mr. Powell makes his announcement. So.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
So that's my thought. I'm gonna stop recording.